In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 4 greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Aquaman, and those 3 junior super friends, Wendy, Marvin, and Wonder Dog. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the DCUO SourceCast. I am, of course, Trex, and alongside me, as always, is Super Patriot.
What's up, everybody?
And today, we have a very special guest, a very SourceCast special guest. A little Sesame Street for you there. It's not working, is it? I don't think it is.
No.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen... Well, awesome. We can definitely start the show now. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for another DCO player. Give it up for Soar.
What up, everybody? How's it going out there?
Yes, we're happy.
One of the few members of the DCUO Mile High Club.
I'm founding member.
The founding member, that is right.
I don't know if everybody knows what that's about. I tweeted on Twitter pictures of me in the airplane, mile high up, connected to the airplane's Wi-Fi, playing DCUO. It was awesome and laggy.
That's dedication for you right there, folks.
It's awesome. That's awesome what it is. Because I definitely had my laptop on my way home trying to do it. And I logged in, but my phone died before I could even try to take a picture, so I was really upset.
Oh.
So, it's like, well, in my mind, I'm part of the Mile High Club. But it's great. It's great having Soar on the show. We're really excited because we met him at SOE Live.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go straight into a little bit SOE Live stuff a little bit because everyone got our take of it. How was it for Soar?
Oh, I thought it was amazing. The chance to talk with the devs as much as I got to. People may have seen some posts on the forums where I released some information about Celestial. A lot of the details that people are now coming to discover, through the test servers. I got a chance to talk to, Jens, Tunso, Spittle, Dead Meat, even some of our old friends that moved on to Plant Side 2, like Radar X. It was an absolutely amazing time. Met some new friends, some leagues out there that we may be aware of. A PS3 league, the Praetorians. I've been hanging out with them a little bit on one of my alts. I've joined the Revengeancers on my PC character. So a lot of new friends. Super Toad's in the chat with us today. I see him typing out there.
Yeah, ask him about the girl in the wheelchair.
Ooh. The girl in the wheelchair. Oh, that's when I was partying with Breakforce from the Revengeancers. There was a girl at a bar, right in the Miracle Mile, where she was so trashed. It was her birthday. Her friend was there too, and they were trying to find their way back to their hotel and couldn't get there. So the security had to bring a wheelchair and wheel her to her hotel.
Oh, that's where I heard the wheelchair story from. I got those stories mixed up. I thought it was Mets. They got wheelchaired out of the pool area.
No, Mets got carried.
He got carried.
Right.
I got pictures of that too, but I'm not sharing.
We'll see them. Well, us, not y'all. That's not how it's gonna roll. So, so the reason that we have Sora on the show is because he's actually a member of the community council, just like us, and you actually have a very detailed nature's guide, don't you not?
It's modest. It's modest.
Modest. That's modesty right there. But you also have a few other guides on the forums. Well, what were those?
Let's see. I think my first guide might have actually been a Prime Battleground guide, and back then I was just trying to figure out how to beat the content, and so I was just trying to collect tips from other players. But not a lot of people were contributing to it, so I just ended up building it up from mostly my own knowledge. I have another guide out there for stat testing, because I figured a lot of players have the time to really figure out, abilities and whether they split, whether they don't split, heals, crits, how all that works, and most people, just didn't know the calculations or didn't have some helpful spreadsheets to make that happen. So I wanted to get a guide out there to explain all that to everybody. I got a whole bunch of them in my signature that I've written before.
Yeah, I have to say, everyone loves some spreadsheets.
Oh yeah, the patch notes. The patch notes was a really good one. Where I give a little snippet of what each game update was about, and then a link to the full patch notes. So that way, if you're like, what update was that? When they changed shields, you can find it quickly.
Right.
Yep. So, and speaking of the devs as well, I have to actually grab a picture. If I can grab the picture. But we're going to go straight into talking about Friday Night Legends that just ended. It was only about 30 minutes past the hour that they were supposed to end, so they're working on it. They're working on getting better. When they ended, it shocked me. I'm like, it's not 9 o'clock and they're ending it? Oh, I gotta get my show ready. And sure enough, I did not. Because I was talking in chat. Because I always love talking in chat with all of these people. So, there's my picture. There it is. Friday Night Legends. Woo! Friday Night Legends every Friday night at 4 p.m. Pacific to 5 p.m. That would be 7 p.m. Eastern time. So, yay. So, Friday Night Legends. They were on the test server tonight, and they were doing Legends PvP with the devs. They had, Jens, of course, was there. Tunzo, Spord, Drins, and Crafter. That's all of them, right? Those 5 of them?
I believe so. Yeah, that was all of them.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And Jens just kept going on and on. It's like, Nature's Soar. Is that the Soar?
Yeah.
So you definitely got in there into a lot of good matches, I have to say.
Well, I was queuing solo. I think it increased my odds of actually getting in a match.
See, Grid, that's what we should have done. We should have just queued in solo. But, you needed me to carry you, so I understand.
Says the guy who was crying to me on Skype earlier about not having his Lex Luthor.
I wasn't crying. If there were tears, I stubbed my toe.
Just cutting onions.
I was cutting onions. Oh, yeah, I don't actually eat onions, but thank you, though. So, it was just nothing but PvP, and it was really, really cool to actually be part of it, because normally when they do this stuff, I'm at work, and I can't get off fast enough. But yeah, Michael Gray in chat says it specifically to the T that there was a movement bug. Horrible movement bug. Did you get this bug?
Oh, I got it at least 3 times.
Yeah. God.
You were stuck rolling, and you couldn't get out of it.
Yeah, luckily I was on Cheetah, so I just kept lunging.
One of my characters actually on the test server earlier, and the only thing that got me out of it was using the Central City trinket.
Wow.
That's not cool.
Is it the same bug that we get sometimes on the PS3 where if you get dropped like in a raid or PvP and you get picked up, all you can do is roll around. You can't use your weapon or anything like that.
No, we can still attack.
It's exactly like that, except for on the PS3 when that happens, usually you can hit start and it'll fix it.
Right.
Nothing would fix it.
Yeah, I was recording the whole FNL. I was recording all the matches, and I was on Cheetah for the first time. I'm like, this is actually pretty cool. Ooh, wait, I can't move. I'm breaking out all the time. I'm breaking out, so I was breaking it down. Put a little music to it.
I thought it was funny when it happened to Jens, and so he used the dev command to fix it, but it made the instance think he wasn't there. So
that's when Grid came in,
and it went to 5-on-4.
So that's when Grid came in. I see. Yen's trying. Can we really call it cheating? Because he hurt himself.
I think we can call it an oops.
An oops.
Yeah.
Well, we can go with that.
Even Tunso said that they were trying to track that down. He made just a really quick comment on that. So hopefully they're on it, and looks like we might get a fix if they can find it.
Great, because I'm on the test server now, and God forbid if it starts shutting down on me, because I'm on the middle of it. But I think the we had Michael Grid and I were partnered up, and we went into the matches, and we only actually teamed up with Spord and Crafty Crafter, and Crafty, I guess Link dead or something. Something happened. He disappeared. So it was a 3-on-4, and me getting attacked. It was just like these people thought I was a dev or something, with how many were just around me, just killing me. I mean, I was trying to help Spord out. I was trying, but even in my video, I'm like, Spord, I can't help you. I suck. You're on your own. Which devs did you get to go up against?
Oh, I got to face them all. It was great in
Yes.
different matches.
Show off.
Yeah, so Sword got heavily featured on FNL tonight.
You know,
He
Tunzo
is
was
a-
tough. Drenz with his Bane was crazy, but Spord did the best at reading me the whole night. Even though I think I was a little predictable, but it's hard to get in the mind games. You know, when the visual effects pollution really starts to get up on the screen.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Oh, I just saw nothing but red, and then the crit bubbles are back. By the way, did anyone notice that?
I did.
The crit bubbles are back.
It's exciting. I love those.
Decon over here in chat, Trex, everyone wants bragging rights for killing you for some reason. They do. I feel they do. But the thing was, I think my last match that I did with Michael Grid before I was like I had to get ready for the show. I had my buddy Rooney from my guild or from my league. He moved on, but I remember Rooney. He was on his celestial character playing Bane. Cold Fusion from Odyssey, Bumbling Bee. This was your match with you. I was in the match with you when we had B, Cold Fusion, Rooney, and I beat Cold Fusion twice. So to me, I just won the game.
He was drop the mic, walk off stage.
That's it.
Throw the control down.
I said that verbatim on the video too. It's like I just beat Cold Fusion and Bumbling Bee. I'm done. I'm walking away. I have completely beaten the game. I don't need a raid anymore. I'm done.
Well, you got to end on top. I mean, that's why Spytle was so sad that his FNL pre-show had him with 2 losses.
Oh, it was all 4 losses. I mean, I lost every game. There's my high note. I defeated an Odyssey member. I'm done. I could have literally just like linked dead or something, just logged out. It's like I don't want to play anymore. I did what I wanted to do. I beat Rooney. I beat Cold. I beat Bumbling. I'm done. I got that kill. That name showed up. Test Ember Celestial defeated Cold Fusion 1. I'm like, yes. Now he's gonna want a rematch when he hears this, and I'm gonna scream.
Yeah, it's usually how it works.
Don't kill me. Please don't. But this was a very successful FNL. We even had Meps phone in trying to help Spytle with a problem.
Yeah, Jens tends to get a little carried away watching the matches and not actually
See what we're seeing?
yes.
Yeah,
What
it's-
everybody else is seeing there. So.
I mean, I literally didn't understand why Meps was calling. Did he switch the screen? I'm like, oh, we didn't. Oh, so I'm on Yin's side for that because I would have done the same thing. And then Super Patriot would have texted me. It's like, fix your shit. What's wrong with you? But this FNL was really fun with the Friday Night Legends, playing with the devs and the Legends characters. Did you get to play with Cheetah or Donna or anything?
I didn't in the matches that we did tonight, but earlier today I did a match with Cheetah, and boy, she's different.
She
Really
is.
different.
Because Lex Luthor wasn't in the listing, I got Amon-Sur, Cheetah, and Donna. And I started off with Amon-Sur and figured out, yeah, I still suck with this character. Even he's my second favorite character I had to play with, I still suck with him. I lost that whole momentum of playing him when he first came out. But then with Cheetah, you're right, Cheetah is completely different. She is a speedster. She doesn't have the lightning on her feet, which I love. That tail is just going all sorts of ways. But her attacks are very Catwoman-like, but Cheetah definitely has her own way of doing things with her combos.
Yeah, it seemed like she had an ability that seemed like reflect. She had a finisher, under 35% finisher. We saw Spittle having a lot of trouble getting that off. It sounds like Tunso's advice of maybe you want to counter someone before you actually try to yank that out.
Yeah.
Might be something to keep in mind.
Yeah, and then with Donna Troy, of course, she has a shield. She has a very light heal over time. So, I mean, she was something to play with too, because Cheetah, she's actually martial arts, but her own style of martial arts, because cat-like stuff. But then Donna Troy being a brawler, I can't play brawling for the life of me, and so I kept trying to block break, and I'm holding my range button by accident, and it's like doing the whole animation. I'm like, crap, I just got defeated.
I don't know if anybody heard any details on Donna. I was seeing in chat earlier on the test server that some people were saying that her shield was kind of impenetrable. You know, some shields usually after about 5 hits or a certain damage cap, they'll melt away. But I heard someone saying earlier that her shield wasn't. I don't know if they fixed that in the restart or if that's just hearsay.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I didn't notice if it was impenetrable. I mean, I died quite quickly going up against the Bane. I mean, anytime a Bane showed up, it's like, where's all this damage coming from? And then next thing you know, 2 more people come up and want to give me a hug. That wasn't it wasn't not a very fun hug.
And it was a bad touch, wasn't it?
It was a bad.
That's what you get. That's what you get for constantly trying to hug people. You're gonna get bad touch back.
I don't give bad touches. But if you guys miss FNL, be sure to check out their YouTube channel at youtube.com/DC Universe Online. They'll be posting it there pretty shortly after, probably during our show, but you can also find it later on if you guys are listening at a different time. Because this is like a whole time warp episode. I don't know. It's weird what I'm trying to do times.
How are you going to have that time warp thing, that song going through my head?
You're welcome. You're welcome. And if everyone doesn't have that Time Warp song stuck in their head, I can find it on YouTube and I will play it for everybody.
Decon.
No.
Do it! The man. So, let us talk a little bit about test server. The test server is out. We're all very happy that it's out. And I'm actually going to go ahead and switch to that right now. I'm not going to do much. I'm just going to really show it for everybody. Let's actually hope it's actually working. Yay, it's working. Whoopee. So, we're here in the test server, we're testing DLC 8, and we're also testing Game Update 29. Now, apparently, I was supposed to be nerfed in Game Update 29, and I think I'm a ninja nerf. I don't exactly know what my nerf is, so I'm scared to even try and find it.
Yeah, it's usually one of those ninja nerfs that they just slip in and don't tell anybody about, because they do that all the time.
Yeah. So, first up with... Actually, where are my patch notes? Because I have them. Well, I'm on the forums for them. Yay. Patch notes. Oh, nope, that's not it. So many threads to try and search through. There it goes. Alright, so let's talk about Game Update 29 before we talk about the juiciness that is DLC 8. So Game Update 29, the first feature that we see in here is the Legends power cost balance. I didn't even expect this to happen. This came out of nowhere. They reevaluated and balanced the ability power cost across all the Legends characters. The most notable differences will be felt when playing more recently released Legends characters. So, yay. And then, like they mentioned in the SOE Live keynote for DCUO, the enhanced Paradox Wave loot. This is... they enhanced the gear rewards from Paradox Wave to be more in line with difficult raid presence. The items that dropped in there have had their item level raised from 86 to 87, and from 87 to 88, respectively. And what's really cool is that if you already have these items, boom, you're automatically going to get it.
Yeah, so I mean that's so like if you guys have an 86 already, it's going to be bumped up to an 87. But this is just the stuff that's coming from Wave though, nothing from Nexus.
Correct. That is correct. And then that's really it of that. But they also do. They did for the test server. They gave us a client hotfix, which I'm bringing it out because it is a little bit weird. Because I again, this is stuff I didn't expect. For the broker, the mailbox and broker terminals have been moved in the Hall of Doom and Watchtower. They've been moved closer to the banks to improve performance and player relevancy. Is that how you say that word?
What?
I don't know. I can't.
Relevancy?
There you go. What?
It's the English language, Trex. I mean, come on.
It's supposed to be easy.
No. This is America. We're not in England, so it's not English. This is America.
It's the English.
Boy, you got it
language,
wrong. This
though.
is America.
America. That's right. We've already butchered one language. We're going to butcher it even more.
Talk about nuclear. Other fun things. Like irregardless.
Regardless. I'm black, so it's
Oh, yeah. I'll ask you about that later.
Thank you.
Oh, there
And then finally, coming up in Game Update 29 for Client Hotfix, I'm not sure if this is going to be part of Game Update 29, but it's cool that they gave it to us to test. The loot system changes that they mentioned. So this is where we're like, if all three of us were in an alert with some random fourth guy, we don't even know who it is, but he's just there. We defeat a boss. Each of us get our own little special loot box. We don't know what's inside, and we won't share, but we're going to open it up and try and see what we have. Now, you don't know what's inside. It could be a plan. It could be actual gear. But that gear might not be something you can wear. If you're a tank, you might get a controller piece. Yay, go ahead and rage about that, but go ahead and sell it because you need the cash. Because,
or salvage it because you need the mats.
That too. But, I need the cash. I have a fix. Yeah. Need that cash. I'm on the broker all the time, man. I need the cash. I got to buy collections because I don't want to go farm it.
A point I've been making about those personal boxes, because a lot of people have been debating about whether they're good or bad. Obviously some leagues who would distribute loot, it's not going to be the best thing on earth for them because they would make sure everyone got exactly what they were looking for. But then for everyone else that's kind of pugging, there's kind of an advantage to those people. But I think the thing that's interesting to me is upcoming armories, because being able to change your role and your entire spec and all your gear in the middle of an instance when you're out of combat, I think that's going to change the whole game. I don't even think we've all even considered all the things that'll change in terms of strategies, and I think more players are going to be thinking they're both roles and not just I'm just a healer or just a DPS.
Yeah, I mean, like you said too. I mean, the armories thing is just. I think they even mentioned something about possibly being able to switch while you were in combat, and if that comes along, I see things really. I see that really affecting things like PvP most of all, because I know sometimes like I'll queue into a lair battle. And I'll already have, I'll queue in DPS stance. I already have like my, my downdraft, my healer debuff set, in my loadout. And then next thing I know, there's an ice tank over there, and he's just turtling me up. And they got that regenerative shield mod, so his health's constantly going up. So I basically kind of like, have to, in between rounds, I have to try and hurry up and take that downdraft out and put swoop in there. So I got that tank debuff on there, and being able to do that in quickly in between rounds, but actually being able to do that in the middle of combat, that's going to change a lot of things too. But yeah, I could see how with the armories, like you said, though, it could make the ninja looting even worse than what we've seen before in the past.
I mean, how will we have ninja looting though?
No,
well, if they didn't do the boxes.
If they didn't do the boxes, because the armories would make ninja looting worse, because they'd be like, I may want to switch to tank stance halfway through this, or we may need an extra controlling and all that. So you'll have people with both loadouts saved up in their armories and all that, and they'll feel like they should be entitled to that gear that's dropping because they can switch in between those roles.
Mm-hmm. That is very true. There he is. I want to find Mammoth. That's what I want to find. I want to find Mammoth. Because I want to see his beard. He has a nice beard. All right,
I don't
sir.
think I know who Dr. Light is. I saw you
You don't
were by
wa-
him earlier.
Yeah.
Did he make Mega Man?
No,
I didn't even know he
no.
was DC.
No. He's a controversial character that a lot of the people who know DC Comics who play this game were really shocked that they actually into the game because he's a very controversial character.
I understand the controversy behind him, but I don't understand the oh my gosh, I can't believe they put him in the game. I don't understand that.
I mean, at the same time,
So what's the controversy? Does he like eat kittens or?
no, he's a rapist.
Oh,
He who actually beat him to almost a bloody pulp. I can't remember the hero who did it, but I mean, yeah, it might have been Donna. I don't know, but he did a very bad thing. So. No, he's not. He's not a therapist.
Get consent, boys and girls.
Oh yeah, it was yeah, he raped Elastic Man's wife. Yeah.
What was that? What was her name? Sue Debney or something like that?
Oh, I'm not really sure. I couldn't. As soon as I was like, "What's going on here?" It's like, "Oh my god, what is that?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" I couldn't believe it. When I hear the Fearsome Five, I remember back from Teen Titans, from the cartoon. I mean, that was a pretty still good group, and then it's like Dr. Light. I'm like, I'm not really too sure about this. But I mean, before that incident happened, he was still a good villain. And with villains, when you're writing them in comic books, it's kind of like how far we want to go with this. I mean, in Marvel Comics, freaking Ant-Man is a wife beater. I mean, he beat the hell out of Janet. And then Captain America came up and kicked that ass.
And that was like back in the 70s or 70s too.
No.
No. I'm not talking about on the Unlimited. I'm talking about that actually happened like in the 70s.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean it's like I said, you got the controversy out there and all that, but I mean, look at it this way: you get to beat the guy up every day at least. So,
or work with them.
Well, I mean, you're a villain. That's what you're gonna do, right? I mean,
I can see the villains just walking up to him. It's like, "Hey, man, it's great to work with you, but I don't really agree with what you did.
Yeah,
but it's still gonna be fun working with you." Oh, everybody has that great line. But I mean, it's still nice to see new characters in here, and especially my man, the Gentleman Ghost. Gentleman Ghost is the man.
He's posh.
He is posh.
And Gentleman Ghost was the one I believe that I actually thought was going to be why we were going to get shadow powers with this DLC. Was because of Gentleman Ghost. Well, I was wrong, obviously, but I mean,
Yes, you are.
who knows? Maybe a future controlling power with Shadow.
Maybe Shadow will be tanking. Because God forbid we're not getting water. we better not get water.
Or wind. Not getting
Or
wind
heart.
either.
Everybody keeps going to that. Everybody. God.
Our powers combined.
I don't need that character in my mind right now, or even in my game.
But it's so funny, that you don't want that character in your mind, but yet you were wanting to bring out, with the Shazam story thing that we were doing at SOE Live, you were wanting to bring out, the 5 kids that needed to be there in order to have Captain Marvel come into being.
Yeah.
And all that, and that was exactly what I referenced to, was Captain Planet, and you were like, yeah, that's what I want to do. But you don't like Captain Planet.
I love Captain Planet. For God's sakes, I'm 28 years old. I was there for Captain Planet. I was there for the token black guy from Africa. I was there for Earth. I mean, but I just don't. I mean, we already have that buzz cut in the game, and I'm just afraid that we're just going to see that. It's going to be green, blue skin, and just seeing some weird guy in tights.
You know what's funny is that on the USPS3, I know a guy who has a tune named Captain Planet, and at launch he had his tune looking exactly like him. I kid you not.
At launch, he was one of the best PvPers on the No Man's Land server, if I recall correctly. It was a big deal if he lost a match.
He was an ice tank. He always fought people in tank stance. I mean, I always fought people in tank stance too back then. This fire, but yeah, Captain Planet was a beast.
Yes, he was.
He still plays too. I see him every once in a while. Talk to him every once in a while.
All right, so moving on from Captain Planet. Stuff for DLC 8. Yay! DLC 8. Yay! So, you'll definitely be seeing some videos on my channel. I have, thank you to your Patreon as well for being, for helping me out, for being a friend, for helping me get the ideas, because I'm going to now go through 6 hours of live stream footage and just post them on the channel. 6 hours, yay!
That's what I would do, man. I mean, it's already recorded and saved. You just got to go and edit it. Right?
Yeah, it's just 6 hours of footage.
I understand that, but I'm just saying. I mean,
that's gonna kill me. but I do it for y'all.
So hopefully, if everyone's paying attention, in the test forum, it was on Wednesday this week. They added a whole bunch of feedback threads.
Yes, God, yes, they did. Which was good because we didn't have that when it launched. And so we just made thread after thread after thread, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, let's condense all this.
Yeah, which honestly, I mean, like you were saying, that's a really good thing that they do that, because Lord knows how many times you see a, especially on the. I really wish they would add a sticky on the Gotham City forums about the green aura. Just put a sticky up there. Dev's response to green aura. And just have it. No.
That should be in a knowledge base. I feel that should be in the knowledge base. Alright, but with DLC 8, of course, we have this new shared space, this Gotham Wastelands that I'm in. Let's actually run around a little bit more. Just check it out. Okay, I hit the ceiling. I found the ceiling again. Alright, ceiling's not my friend.
It is. I think this thing's really huge. It's so much bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Well, I mean, remember I asked Meps on the at SW Live, it's like, how big is it? 2 square blocks? And he's like, no, it's bigger than Central City. And God forbid, yeah, this is way bigger than Central City. This is like 2.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 1/3.
It looks like it's about I don't know, from what I've been able to tell, it looks like it's about, I would say, half of Little Bohemia.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'd say that.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate, yeah. I mean, open up the map, scroll out.
I haven't even been in it yet, because my test server access got taken away. I'm over here pouting.
Oh, big hugs. But yeah, I mean, look at the size of this thing. Stop it.
Stranger danger.
Not in Vegas. So, I mean, this place is pretty huge.
No, all right. In the chat, that did not happen.
What did I miss in chat? What did I miss? All I see is hello.
Made a reference to Vegas in a not cool manner, sir. All right, so
don't worry, he didn't get hugged.
Man love.
But the map is pretty. I mean, this is really huge. What's really cool about this as well is that while you're questing, the villains are over here, and the heroes are over here. The hero garrison, and then I think it's like the villain, villain something. What's it called? Villain stronghold. When you go into each of these corners and areas, there's actually a portal or a rally point to actually take you back, so you didn't have to run all the way. I love that idea. That was really cool of them to do that, because I don't want to do all that running. Because there's a lot of mobs. There are a lot of mobs through this place. But we see here all this nice artistic lava. I think this lava is better than Gorilla Island lava.
When I was in Acrobats, I could cling to the lava. Can you run up it?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my... Oh! Oh! How is this possible? Oh, it's amazing! The physics, people! The physics!
That's because you're on your villain. You're evil. So,
What?
good guys walk on water, bad guys walk on lava.
How is that a thing?
We just made it a thing.
Just made it a thing.
What just happened? That's crazy. But other than that, Gotham Wastelands, this is where you pick up all your missions, and this is in essence of how Home Turf was. You do your 5 missions, all right? You got your 5 daily missions. You do your 5 missions, and then you're going to get an extra mission that's going to take you to one of the duos. Actually, I can't even say it because I haven't even done the missions yet. Do you know anything about the missions? You get a specific quest, and it will tell you which duo to go to. There you go. Because they actually released that in today's hot fix as well. Because now the missions will actually tell you to go to fight the other extra bosses, which I think actually know the other bosses if I scroll down more. Scrolling down. Oh god, it's all the way at the bottom too. Where are you? So yes, right now for PC test only, I can only say this how it is. Retribution at the Cathedral for Cathedral Duo. It'll take you to go find Jack, who is known as Sloth. He's not a fat guy apparently. The Carnival at the Amusement Mile, which is the Tunnel of Lust Duo. You go fight Julius, who is Gluttony. I'm sorry, Jack's not the fat one. Julius is not the fat one. Jack's the lazy one. The Nightmare at King's Dome for the King's Dome Arena Duo. You go fight James, who is Greed. So I'm thinking King's Knight's Dome Arena is the one I haven't done. So that means that I haven't fought Envy yet. I haven't fought some other random J name character. Do we know why they're all named with J's? Is that just a weird thing?
I think it's maybe.
At least they're not all Georges.
There's that. At least there isn't a Jens in there.
Well,
so did you look up at the sky, at the moon and the stars? Remember, that's the big theme thing Jens was talking about.
and is it like a big pizza pie?
Yeah.
Because that's amore.
Oh man.
Something like the moon is supposed to represent. There it is. The moon represents Trigon. The 6 on the right is the 6 brothers. The 2 on the left is both Raven because she's split into 2. So that's like her good self and her bad self.
Yep. I mean, you can actually see right now how the moon is actually exiting an eclipse, and that's actively going. So I'm just going to sit here.
The interesting thing is when you log in, you see that on your own screen for the first time. It's like, man, he was talking about that. Now I'm looking at that. It's really cool.
I'm just going to stay here and just let that be the backdrop right now. Just be the backdrop while we're talking.
Can I just say that, I mean, I've only seen this, on, live streams and such and everything. And I've got to say, they have outdone themselves.
They have.
With open world areas or just instanced areas. Because I used to think Kondak was still to this day one of my favorite instances just to look around in. The Chasm, FOS 1, same thing. Just love looking around at how gorgeous that is. Looking at this, I'm going to spend hours upon hours getting I don't know how many freaking screenshots with my tunes in this thing. Once I get in here, I mean, it just looks so epic.
Well, speaking of screenshots, I'm actually going to, yeah, it's almost done. Speaking of screenshots, I'm going to share this just really fast, because Michael Gray brought it up, and it's something that we should really bring up. So what you're looking at right now, and you guys will see it in a moment, this is a picture that we took with last night during our stream with Jimmy. I had Michael Gray up with us as well. It was, once again, it was great having Jiminus on the stream, running DLC 8 content. It was amazing to have her on. She was really a lot of fun. But she was cool enough to find this little Easter egg. Now, we don't know if it really was an Easter egg or, they just threw it in there. But I know it's really hard for you guys to see, and I wish I could blow it up, but I can't. But right here, it was Starfire. Starfire is
Oh, I
down
can see
there.
that.
Yeah, she's down there next to Trigon's crotch.
Whoa.
And yeah, silence. Because she was standing on the opposite side, just looking at the view and everything, and then she turns her camera and she's like, do you guys see what's down there? We're like, what's going on? We don't see anything. And all of a sudden it's like I see something moving up and down. No, she was floating. She was just floating there. Choice of words. She was floating.
She was just bobbing around.
Why not? So and
Bobbing up and down.
And so I thought it was just a floating rock. I thought it was just a rock, just floating there. But then I was like, wait, that's the back of a head. And Jimmy's literally like, can you tell what it is? And of course, me being me, it's like, I'm sorry, I can't tell most women from the back of their head. I have to go and see the front. So, yeah, I know, bad Trex, bad. So I went around Trigon, and sure enough, I tried to angle it, and yeah, we found it was Starfire. Just chilling. And posted on the forums, and I haven't seen any really response from it, but yeah, Starfire is just chilling there. Now, I'm not 100% if it's noticeable on the hero side. I don't know if she's down there. Or maybe Jinx might be down there if it's for heroes. I don't know. But Starfire is not part of the instance, but yet she's here. Doing what? I don't know. But someone should fix that. But anyways. But yes, the backdrop with the stars and the moon, that is really, really symbolic. So it does really have outdone themselves. I'm really happy with it. Just the visual effects of everything. The lava, after now seeing the lava, I'm gonna have to agree with Meps that it should give us damage if we're in it. We should be like getting some damage.
Let's not agree with Meps too much about that, because Meps was all like, saying, it should be an instant deletion of tune and everything.
Well, Sports says it should delete our gear. Not really, but that's what Meps said.
That's drastic too, alright?
Just give you the flaming head effect from fire.
There you go.
Oh yeah, because that won't piss anybody off. I can't believe how many posts people were like, "Oh, get this fire off my head."
It's okay. What's the worst that's gonna happen? Set you on fire. Your hair's fine.
Oh, instance, man. That's all you've got to do.
But yeah, the repeatable missions. To enter the Wastelands, you do need a CR 84. For the content of the duos and the alert, you do need a CR of 86. So, yeah. And then, of course, the weekly mission to find Raven. Yay! The heroes get to fight Raven's evil side, and the villains get to fight her good side. Have you done the bounty yet?
I haven't had a chance to try it.
Neither.
I've done one of the missions, and it wasn't that hard, actually. The fights weren't bad. All the mobs were pretty simple and pretty easy, but I didn't get a chance to try Raven. Have you?
No. We were going to do it last night, but I think it was like... No, not last night. The night before. I'm sorry. We were going to do it, but I think Michael Grid and Jimmy actually went to go do it. I was starting to pass out on my computer. And the stream was over, but they went ahead and went to do that. And then, like, Jimmy was hungry as well, so she had to go and eat. I was like, it was just taking forever. Because I was like, oh, I'm so tired right now. I gotta sleep. I gotta wake up in the morning. So far, for the past 2 days, I've been running on 9 hours of sleep.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was walking through the environment. I came up on her, and then I was like, nah, I already hit that back in the challenge.
Wow. Look at you. Nice. The new duos, the Tunnel of Lust, Ruined Cathedral, and Nightstone Arena. I've done the first two. The arena I still have to do. I'm going to probably run through that probably tomorrow. Those are really fun. The Tunnel of Lust fighting, I think it's Jared is Lust, or is it Jacob? I think it's Jacob. I can't remember, but
Jingleheimer?
yeah, Justin. We'll call him Justin. So we had to fight JT in the Tunnel of Lust.
That, don't worry.
His name is my name too. I know the song.
I don't think Meps would have got that reference.
I don't think it's not a movie.
As his tradition.
Put that on a T-shirt. There you go. Next SOE Live next year on the DCO T-shirt on the bottom, just in tradition. So the duos were not difficult, but they were still a lot of fun. Now, do understand that when I'm doing my test server stuff, I'm wearing basic. I'm wearing full tier 4, unmodded, home turf, neck, rings, and weapon. I'm rocking it. And healing the duos wasn't difficult. Healing the alert, I have the power. I think I just didn't have the focus or the attention span, really. I mean, Jimmy only died once, and then our controller maybe died twice. But that's not my fault.
You're dealing with like a brand new power too. That you know, that was the first time you healed a major fight like that as well. So I mean,
yeah, I didn't expect much.
They give you some credit.
Some. Some sounds more or less like less than 50%. I'm looking more in the towards of 70% awesomeness.
So you were using Celestial then?
Yes. I'm actually on my Celestial tune.
It's tricky.
It is. Because last night, or when I was running it, when I got this power, I've been trying to Celestial combo Blessing the shield to go into Deathmark, I believe it's called. And it wasn't working. I didn't know why. I was doing my coding stuff yesterday, and I found out that I didn't actually spec into Deathmark. So, yeah, the Celestial combo wasn't going to work. Mm-hmm. So I kept doing it, getting angry, but it never worked.
Well, that's one of the things that seems different about Celestial from, say, Hardlight is... Hardlight, it seems like after you activate a Trey ability, the construct combos, you can go into them almost immediately. Almost like they clip your ability. You know, where in Celestial, it seems like you have to wait out your first ability's animation before you can really start triggering cleansing or corrupting.
Agreed.
And some of them, the animations are shorter, so it's pretty fast. But some of them, the animation is pretty long, and you got to wait a little bit before you can hit that first button in the combo sequence.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, people are even talking about how to even spec with Celestial, because I think there's a lot of people on the test server that haven't even put points into their iconic power innates. They're actually running with like none of those innates.
Yeah, I would bet that's a bad idea if you add it up.
Well, as the healer.
If you add it up, once you add it up and everything like that, I think a lot of people. I mean, like we said, it's a new power and all that. People are gonna, before, it's gonna be a while before anybody finds the ideal, loadout for healing or DPSing with this power. So I mean,
trying to find that.
So
power
it's going to
now.
be trial and error for a while.
Here it is. Yeah, admonish. Or actually, it's you right. Admonish is beast. But it's actually
double ticking right now on the damage side.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, over here on with Admonish, for the corrupted version of Admonish, it increases your critical healing magnitude by 5%. If we go over to the curse side, where we have Blight is actually the one that gives you a critical healing chance by 5. And then the cleanse version of it gets you healed by 5. So I would think Admonish should be able to. No, it doesn't. Okay, so the corrupted version of Admonish gives you the critical healing mag, which you can easily get that from the innate. But you're right, it comes to the point of the innate being always there and always having to rely on this critical magnitude, pretty much spamming it, and we don't know how long this short time is. So that comes into play.
Did you see Malediction?
Oh,
I thought that one was a little bit crazy.
Trex has had male addiction for a long time.
Ah, look at you.
You
dick. So, yeah, for Malediction, Yeah, this is the actual damage healing ability that you
And that
actually
one gives you a 10% crit chance. Like normally, if you're talking 10%, you might hear magnitude, but 10% chance seems high. It doesn't tell you that there, but if you cast it and look at your current status effects, you'll see it on there.
Oh wow, temper. Wow, jeez, that's insane. A little insane. No wonder they need a nerf. Please nerf this stuff. God. You don't need tier 5 to get into Gotham Wastelands. You don't need it.
You need CR of 84 though to get in there, right?
Correct. Which is literally what I have. Actually, I don't have that actually because I do actually have those on too. Yeah, I'm actually at 89 because I got these nice hand blaster ranged weapons from the alert. Look at that. Look at those stats. 167.5 damage per second for a healer. But look at that restoration though, 180.
Yeah, the rest of those out of control.
Have to fan myself. It's so good. It's so good. But yeah, I mean, I'm
Did you
literally
see
wearing
the PvE supply vendor? They have a box now. They'll give you like I think it's all 86 weapons.
yes.
Like that's pretty
Actually, all those weapons are right here.
Now,
Yep.
are those going to be available in the live, or is that just for?
This box?
No, I'm talking about the vendor. Now,
Yeah,
'cause there's a vendor. There's a vendor that sells trinkets and stuff. Correct?
That the box that he's talking about is test server only.
Oh.
Because in one of the in my live stream for my first night, I had to run back and forth to grab all these currency stuff because I kept running out, so I can go up from literally brand new character, tier 1 to tier 2 to tier 3 to tier 4, all the way to tier 5. I kept running back and forth. So they introduced this box for the test server for us to just go ahead and, hey, accept it, boom. Spittle, in chat, those stats are nothing in the face of my god mode. You know what? These stats are good enough for my god mode. That made no sense. I got nothing. I'm walking away. Just walking. Alright. But yeah, that special box is for that. I think... Let me actually run over... If I actually remember where my place is. There it goes.
Yeah, I see in there Spittle. I got glitched. It was not on purpose. Wink, wink. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He glitched himself and then became a 5v4. He hurt himself.
Hey, we don't know what commands he was typing in there.
Yeah, if only. So, actually take a look at this thing here. These are actually all the nice little weapons that you get, or all the new tier gear. Call it tier 5.25. Let's call it that. I don't know. But yeah, you need a CR of 95. So literally, there are a lot of people are already at 96, I believe, right? On the game? People already 96? So they're just going to walk in and just all of a sudden just boom. Done.
I'm at 98.
Damn. Wow. So, okay, yeah, show off. Jesus. See, it's okay, though, because you did the raids. You worked yourself up to it. Now, when this DLC comes out, I can just do all these quests and everything, and boom, I'll be able to get my gear.
Yeah.
I'll get my
half the
CR.
work that I did.
Yes. Yes. But still playtime. Still playtime.
Yes.
I am definitely this smaller group DLC guy. I love the raid, I really do. But because of my work schedule and how everything goes with me, I don't make a lot of raids. And at the same time, I don't like to pug a lot of raids because failures and people who don't want to listen. So I mean, I miss a lot of raids, but this single smaller group DLC stuff, it's definitely for me. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I think the tier 4 stuff kind of set the standard for that in terms of like a raid like Gates is very puggable. You know, a raid like Prime wasn't. You know,
Right.
and you look at the tier 5 raids, it's almost like it's just 2 primes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I mean, I'm seeing, a lot more. I'm hearing at least a lot more people having success pugging Nexus now. But I'm still, hearing, stories about couldn't get past the first boss. Fighting future Lex. That happened just last night. I heard with a group, and I'm like, really? I mean, I can understand like the last boss fight in Nexus, but I mean, the first few boss fights in Nexus are not that difficult anymore.
They're not.
Yeah, we're so spoiled with DC, and I love how they structure it because I'm just like, oh man, it was like a 2.5 hour run. Can you believe that? Talk those other guys that like, oh, it's a 64-man raid. We were in it for 8 hours. We had to take breaks throughout the day. And
Yeah.
My God, were you getting paid? That's a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to do paperwork. The final boss was our time clock, and we all wiped.
Yeah, I don't think that's our audience. It's not me.
That's definitely not our audience.
I can tell you right now, I came from World of Warcraft. I came from vanilla. A 40-man raid. Crazy difficult. Well, the content was really wicked just to see it. But getting 40 people together on Vent was insane, hearing us all talk. We listened to the raid leader, of course. But then, scaled down to 25. Then to 10. Now I come here to 8. And I'm like, look, manageable. Even 10-man raids were just crazy, just try to get the people together. Now I think 8's that comfortable level. Soon enough, we're gonna see a 2-man raid. Let's see that
We're
happen.
already seeing some of that right now.
I know. Thank you, Odyssey. Them and their wolf runs.
I
love that.
And all that. I had that bourbon run on Condact with 3 buddies. I was drunk off my ass. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna record this." And why not? Let's record the chat too while I'm at it.
There you go.
I got done recording that next day. I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did that." Screw it, I'm uploading it. It's too funny.
So, that's pretty much DLC 8 in a nutshell with the new content. We'll get more in depth with it when we get closer to launch. But it's on the test server right now. If you are a Legendary member, be sure to head over to the DCUO forums to download the client, hop on the test server, give it a run. Tuesday night, Wednesday night, when it first launched, queues up the wazoo. 45-minute up to 55-minute queue times. Now, don't understand, the test server is a lot smaller server than the live. So, yeah, we had queues nonstop. Today, no queues. So I'm really happy about that.
Well, I thought you,
And if you're... Sorry, go ahead.
I thought I saw you mention earlier about you had a queue time earlier today. Or did I read that wrong?
When I was on the test server today?
Yeah. No, I may have
You
read
know
that
what?
wrong.
Today was just such a blur. I'm still seeing nothing but coding from skill planner stuff in my eyes right now.
Oh man.
It's mind-boggling. But sorry, you were gonna say?
Oh, it's just saying that, and if you're one of the people that are on the test server really interested in Celestial, there was a restart today that posted patch notes specifically with about 10 updates to Celestial, about another 7 updates for the duos, and a couple updates for the Wasteland. So feel free to look out for those. Locke posted that.
Oh, Locke
Looks like a lot of
did.
their abilities have actually been increased. Where some people thought, there were some big nerfs going on, but I mean, obviously it's a test server, so nerfs just don't even count, really.
It's not. They're not called nerfs. They're not. They're just not.
Yeah.
It's test server. They're not nerfs. There's a thread on the forums that I read today, this morning, just saying, or maybe it was yesterday. I don't know. But it was like, why did you nerf Celestial? And I'm like, wait. This is on the general forums in Gotham City. First off, why is this here? Why is it not in the testing section? And the guy's just like, if you're going to nerf this down so hard, why even release it?
Yeah, meanwhile, you had an ability that was like double ticking its damage, and the damage it was ticking out was like anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 range. It's like you can't have an ability double ticking 2,000s.
You cannot.
You're going to call that a nerf? That's not a nerf.
Oh, okay, I see them right here. Lock tested. Okay. So Lock just made a whole new thread instead of replying to the one that Meps had. Meps will fix that. Wow, that's a lot. Holy crap, that's a lot of changes.
And a lot of it says the magic words increased.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that something? So, all
Basically, what happened was somebody took one thing in there where they saw that something was decreased, and it's nerfed.
yeah,
They nerfed it.
yeah, gotta love people.
Crack me up in this game.
All right, so yeah, again, just make sure to follow us. Head over to the tester if you're able to. Go ahead and give it a looky look. Odyssey and Geminis have posted a bunch of videos about DLC 8. A couple of walkthroughs, a little bit maybe, just really run-throughs. Really, I know for myself, I'm not going to do any guide videos until after launch because I rather have the game, their content actually solid before I do a guide for it. Because you never know, things can change, and I don't like to do videos twice. It messes me up in the mind. So, let's talk about the real reason why we have SOAR here. And we're actually going to be talking about nature. The nature changes thread is actually on the forums right now. It's up to 19 pages. There may be more if I refresh. Okay, it's up to 19 pages. And
yeah, it seemed like the big meat of it really probably popped out in the first 3 or 4 pages. And then basically what they did was, from there, it just kind of conversations started to evolve and stuff like that.
Awesome. So, SOAR is a nature healer. He enjoys nature and healing, I think. Right?
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
Absolutely love it.
So, at this point as well, there is no release date on when we're going to see the nature and sorcery changes. There's just no information. Right now, they're going ahead and get the discussions going, just like previous, to go ahead and get the feedback from everybody. And I think the general feedback is, get rid of insectoid form.
No.
And that's first 2 pages. That's the consensus.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing a lot of. People just want all the transformations gone.
There's a theme to that. So, I mean, if I had to characterize everything that's kind of going on with the feedback in that thread, obviously I think there's one really big thing that everyone's really after, and that's the dot overwrites on the damage side. There's been a lot of discussions with the developers about that. They've been open, kind of acknowledging that, like, game wide, that's just kind of how the system's evolved. It's not really like that's by design, and I know the nature players are really hoping that if that got fixed, that would just make the world for everything. I think that's number one. Number 2 is thematically shapeshifting. That whole tree. You could make a healing or a DPS loadout using nothing but plants, and pretty much most people do for the most part. But on the shapeshifting side, you couldn't even come close to making an effective loadout with using just shapeshifting for DPS or for healing. And there are some things in there about shapeshifting that I know I'm one of those people that are along the mentality of, I'd prefer it gone. Like I share that thought. But at the same time, there's kind of reasons for that. You have like, if you go into a certain form, there's kind of that challenge of, well, you get this buff in this form, but now I gotta ask myself, is it better to be in the form or is it worse? And if it's better, well, now is it better to always be in that form, or is it better to really shift in and out? And I think thematically, nature is based off of kind of this meeting of poison ivy and beast boy. And that's kind of where all the plants tree and the shape-shifting tree kind of come from, is Beast Boy. I know one piece of feedback I've had with the devs was, if you really are committed to shape-shifting, give us incentives to shift. Whether it's, maybe I shift into a form and I get a buff, but after so long that buff wears off and I have to shift to another form to keep a buff up. And you keep shifting and shifting and shifting. That would be a lot more like Beast Boy, and that was a real big, like, hey, maybe that might not be a bad idea. When it was kind of some of the feedback I heard from Tunzo, obviously the PlayStation 3 transformation lag is something they'd have to overcome.
Yep.
But I think they can do that. I think they have the technology to do it. It's just they haven't. They may have made attempts at it before, but haven't gone all the way. So maybe if they do fix transformation, they could get that going. But if they can't really get the transformation lag right, can't give us good incentives to shift, I think a lot of people do agree that in general, shape shifting would probably be, more ideal. Just make it a poison ivy set, or pull in Swamp Thing, is the second theme. But I think one of the things we have to realize is that, there's an investment in this game. There's an investment in these player packages, and I don't think SOE is really looking to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Of just completely revamping.
That's an
entire
epic
tree
one.
and just scrapping it. Because I think what they really want to do is just make some adjustments, and if it does mean some thematic changes or some power overhauls, like, it can be there. But I don't think they're looking at going too far with that. So we got to look at what's realistic there. So, in some cases, I think at least bug form, if you do choose to be in it, if you can have your fast movement mode, like fast flying, that would be major. But at the same time, you look at some of the other forms, while some people may say get rid of bug form, I think more people would say get rid of the pterosaur form or get rid of the canine form. Which I do believe canine form probably has some little secrets to it not everyone's aware of. It has a metabolism with a base heals that's just almost like quadrupled the base heals of regular metabolism. It's something we've seen Tunso and Lair Duels use as a DPS. Go into metabolism, pop stealth, do a couple abilities, and then pop out of it, as fast as the game will let them. So there's little gems in there we're not aware of. Other things that I think all the healers, I think you'll see this with sorcery as well. There's the big 3 cast abilities. You got Bloom, Invocation of Renewal. What is it for Electric Ionic Drain? They all have long cast times, and they're huge group heals. I mean, they're like double what a Rejuvenate does for a single person to like everyone. But the cast time's so long that most people are just kind of afraid to use it, because if people can die during that cast, and some DPSs though like to use those abilities because you can jump cancel them, and it doesn't cast power, and it gives you abilities to kind of shrink down, your rotations. Especially nature. Trying to stack those dots before your ad dies, you need to shrink things down. Especially if you have strong teammates with you. But one of the things we want to look at is, look at what's going on in Celestial. I mean, they didn't add a power like Bloom or Invocation or Renewal in there. But if you look closely, Guardian's Light may be, something similar. That might be something we want to look towards with our feedback, and whether that's an ability that maybe we won't want to ask for Bloom to be like. But if we do that, that would also mean that, our jump canceling is probably out the door, because Guardian's Light, starts healing right away. Am I using the wrong word? Do I mean Divine Light? Whichever one it is.
Yeah, Divine Light's the one of the big heals in Celestial. I spam constantly. Mm-hmm. It's a good heal!
So it's something to keep your eye out for. I mean, a lot of people, some of their feedback, is a little bit inconsistent. You got to watch out for things like giving Blossom a damage component. Because damage-wise, those abilities don't clip beneficial.
Is that your mom texting you saying you're on TV?
Yeah. So could you imagine... trying to do a regular Savage Growth into Metabolism into Blossom, or Metabolism into Blossom, but now you have to wait out the animation of Metabolism because Blossom is flagged as an attack power. So we got to watch out for some of our feedback with that stuff, and I think the developers are going to keep those things in mind. But otherwise, there's some people with some very major overhaul ideas, and they're it'd be interesting if they were taken in, but it might be a little bit much to expect.
Yeah,
so
I'm definitely looking here on the first page from Owl, who has his whole name just nothing but Owl. It's crazy. I
Owl's
mean,
got some of the best ideas.
he does, and I mean, I'm looking at this right here for the plant tree changes, change shape-shifting tree to an animal tree. And I've heard a lot of people go with instead of change shape-shifting to this animal tree idea, and then instead of actually shape-shifting or changing into these actual animals, give them like the aspects and just change the loadout.
Those wouldn't be bad. You see similar stuff with mental, with horrific visage, where it doesn't change you to a ghost anymore. It's kind of got that back behind your head, just above kind of look to it. You could do that with wolf. But then we got to look at themes. Now is that too different from Beast Boy, or is it still kind of good enough, or is that whole Beast Boy theme, is that locked in stone? It's just stuff we'll have to see what comes out.
I think on how, in my mind, when I heard the idea of giving like this aspect, it takes me back over to Gates of Themyscira with the final boss. The avatar of Magic, he was in his normal form, and then when he had Lion, his head was a lion, and he had the claws on his hands. Or if he was the bird, he had the wings on his back. So I mean, kind of like that after effect on just the back and the head or the hands. Probably that would probably work for, at least for me. I think that would be a nice idea to have.
Oh, it'd be really nice to be able to see the rest of your styles. These things you've been collecting since launch. That you might have really tuned in what your character looks like and appreciate that. Yeah, so if it's just one or two things that kind of change on you visually, that would be beneficial for people that are looking for that. Other things that would be great, we have buffs like Hive Mind and Carnage. They're flat number buffs for at least the precision portion of them, or the might and restoration portion of them. We're probably getting close to the time where maybe the amount that those buffs increase us probably should increase with our CR. Similar to like our power costs now increase with CR.
Right.
That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, and one thing Jens asked us here, Spittle is in the chat, asked us to point out, is one thing to keep in mind is if excuse me, there are people that love very specific things in their powers, so removal is a sensitive issue to always consider, but they are all ears.
Oh, and that's true. I mean, every time I've voiced feedback of, I would love them to remove shape-shifting or make it its own power. There's still 3 or 4 people that will, kind of respond and be like, but I love my wolf form and I love my insect form. And yeah, I mean, they have to listen to those people too, because they're out there.
There are, I think with the insectoid form, I know while I'm leveling up with my nature tune, I use insect form. I do. It's a great little healer. Now that I'm seeing a lot of the in-game raiders, they just don't use it. That's an ability that's useful for leveling up, just like a lot of abilities you don't always use. But when you're leveling up and you're starting to get your bearings, and then you start looking up different different loadouts, that's where all these other abilities come into. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't ask for something to be removed. Probably just moved around, like Michael Gridge would say, just moved around somewhere. With insect form, a lot of people are wanting to see their style for their character. They just want that buff that insect form has, but not really that pretty much that basic Martian Manhunter look. So that aspect of having the aspect and just maybe that float around thing, just like the last boss from Gates, that might be a nice little neat idea. And people also don't like his wings.
Maybe they can do something like they did with the fire update, where you spec in the point and you get 2 abilities. One that actually changes your look and one that doesn't, or kind of like the meteor would. One in your hands and one that drops on the person.
Yeah,
I don't like that change that they did with Meteor, though. I really don't.
You get 2 abilities.
In my line of sight, don't you?
As far as the instant explosion on it, I do like that. The whole, I don't know, for me, when I first tried it out, and it's been a while since I have. When I first tried it out, though, that whole, getting the meteor to form up in my hand and throw it was so laggy. And they may have fixed it since then. I'll have to hop on here and try it out since the change. But yeah, for me it was just really laggy, and wasn't as much fun as just dropping it on somebody's head.
You just missed the violent aspect of it. That's all.
I PvP, so
There
I
you
like
go.
to be able to drop stuff on people's heads every once in a
There
while.
you
Why
go.
do you think I pick up a bus and throw it at Star Labs every now and then?
Oh man, that's a really good observation that they could go with it. Pretty much with with insect form, you put the point in, and you have the option to either go into the form or not go into the form. But then you have to think about the incentive of why would they want to use that form? Would it give a special boost that the non-form has, or what? I mean, if most people don't like to see the insect form model, then having that two abilities there, what would be the justification for trying to actually use that insect form?
Yep, and some of those forms have insect form has that variation of hand blasters, with the bug puke and the pulse beam that you can do with just a single tap before a hold, or wolf. Its entire moves are different. So I don't know if all our character models even have those animations or not. If that opens up a whole door. But when you look at other things like Pterosaur, you're looking at an ability that regenerates power faster, but basically all you can use is tray abilities. There's no weapon attacks. You see that with dog as well. Maybe it's time to give some weapon combos to the dog. Help
Put a dagger in
Spittle
his
get
mouth.
Crypto. That can open a door.
I'm just gonna love seeing a canine healer just walking around with a dagger in its mouth. Like, you want to start something? Come on, let's do this. From the Roughnecks.
Mm-hmm.
But and I'm really happy to see that with nature was definitely that. Look at Spittle, like they're thinking.
Scratching his chin right now.
With nature, it really is a shape-shifting power because of the aspect of having Beast Boy close to you. So I really do think, I honestly feel that the devs are actually they may, cross our fingers, may actually give us new models for these characters. I mean, because we've like you said, we've seen what we've seen with Mental, with the new with that new supercharged, with that new.
That's so pretty.
It is really pretty, and nature has been the same since launch, just like all the other powers. They've been the same since launch. They're getting new technology. They're getting laundry's done. Yeah, they're getting new technology. They're getting their artists are doing a fantastic job. Gotham Wastelands is a perfect example that they're just. It's pretty. It's just so pretty. Oh, and now Spittle. Oh, he's right beside me. Yay! He found me. He found my lair.
Dole him, Spittle.
No, don't you dare.
But yeah, visually, nature, it's got a lot of those fall greens and browns. Maybe we can brighten that up a little. Crisper greens, crisper yellows. I don't know. Maybe take some influence from floral. Some other things, other colors that may be poison ivy based, but would also just kind of brighten it up a bit. I know we're looking for that.
Yeah, it's. I'm seeing, after all the changes that we've seen from fire, from ice, from mental, from gadgets, now that we are seeing sorcery and nature coming into focus, I cannot wait to see what's going to come for nature. I just can't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And
leveling.
it's not in that bad of a place right now, to tell you the truth. So that, I'm even excited to see what they do for sorcery, because it needs the love too.
It does.
I'm here to talk about nature. I don't know all the details on sorcery, but it needs a little group healing love, raid heals, some good raid heals.
That does. And that's it as well. I mean, with electricity releasing, it showed a true stance on raid healing, on how to actually get more closer out there to the group. So I think with everything they learned from electricity, with the new changes that they're brought in with this new celestial power, it can only go up. I cannot wait to see the positive notes coming for it. Cannot wait. Now, is there anything specifically that you would like to see?
You talking about nature or sorcery?
Just for nature. Anything specific that you want to
The
touch
dot
on?
overwrite. If they can do the whole hot and dot overwrite for all powers, that would be the biggest thing in the whole world.
Yeah. Yeah, the dot overrate's the biggest thing. And it's I know I'm going to get the names mixed up. It's Bloom, right?
That's the big cast time. Puts out pheromones.
Right. Yeah, those two right there I know are the biggest complaints that I hear from most of the people that I know that play nature is, the dot overwrite and everything like that. Which, they did tell us, also, I don't know if you remember that or not, at the dev panel at SOE Live, that the whole, PI overwriting issue is not intentional. So, I mean, and that's across the board with all the power. So that's something they need to fix, completely, like in the game itself. It's not just a nature issue, but maybe hopefully when they take a look at that issue with nature and all that, they'll incorporate that to all the powers and everything.
And we can be the impetus. Other things that
Right.
I think harvest is interesting. As a heal, but I don't. It steals poison dots from DPS, so that's kind of a pain. People shy away from it for that reason.
They do.
I wouldn't mind maybe even give it a little bit of a boost just to get people, more people to use it.
Don't mind me. Apparently, I'm doing a thing with Spittle. So,
Ruined the Duo.
yeah, I'm doing a thing. And I honestly do not have like any of my. This is not my healing loadout. This is a loadout that I made so I can grab icons for the skill planner. So I'm kind of just winging it.
Oh, you're gonna die, Jens.
You're going to get that all set up, and he's going to get you in combat.
Side hook. It's okay. It's okay. Because now I'm like full cursed. So I should have just went DPS. So it's okay. Because I can still do my celestial combos. But Soups, have you played around any with nature before?
Yeah, I have. I've actually got a nature loadout on my villain that I need to record and upload and all that. It's just getting into content with him and getting the opportunity to go over to the villain side to get into a group to do that stuff with too. Plus, she's not that geared, so I'd be like doing mostly tier 1 or tier 2 stuff. But yeah, I have played around. In fact, when I was helping Greg Miller from IGN level up his villains to level 30, that was the tune I hopped onto. I really liked the nature healing aspect. I haven't really messed with the DPS that much, but the nature healing is just I mean, you throw out Swarm Shield and it's just it's awesome. I really do like nature. I still got my heart's still mostly leans towards electricity, but that's mostly because I've got more experience with electricity. But the nature healing is definitely fun.
Well, fun thing there is it has cross-pollination, which, works just like the wave heal from electricity. So it kind of bridges the gap a little bit.
Right. Yeah, the hots with when they introduced electricity, they said it was like the best of both nature and sorcery in there, with the hots and the the burst heals and everything like that,
and the massive single targets.
Yep. And that's one of the things I like most about nature is just, it's got a little bit more versatility to it, in my opinion, than sorcery does, because I have done a little bit of sorcery healing. Because you can get the burst heals out there for people, and you obviously can get the hots out there for the the group heals and everything. But yeah, I agree with you. Sorcery needs a lot more love than I think nature really does.
Oh, there's Beast Boy.
Nature needs it. Don't get me wrong. I know. A couple of things you've talked about here and all that, especially with the form changes. I don't know why people would want to get rid of bug form. Other than it being slow in flight, I don't understand why people would want to get rid of bug form, especially for PvE.
Because of the crit buff.
Yeah, the crit buff. Who wouldn't want that crit buff just for changing a form?
Yep.
It makes. I understand. it's slow, in the flying and everything. Trust me, I know all about not being able to get around very fast when you're in combat, with flight. But at the same time, man, that crit buff is phenomenal. I like it.
Doesn't sorcery has a similar crit buff that's actually a little bit bigger? Doesn't gold soul aura give you a good crit buff as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that one's even bigger, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that's always confused me as a sorcery as well, that with the auras sometimes never really worked on how I really would. Like, I'm expecting to get my gold aura, then I got a red aura because I killed somebody. I'm like, I want my gold. I'm a healer, I want my gold.
Yeah, but you can use that. You can use that red aura with the bad karma and everything to still get a good heal off with another power interaction.
That is correct. So, I mean, the auras were a little confusing because you want your gold aura as a healer, but even if you got your red with, especially with a move like Karmic Backlash, and God, now my mind's actually escaped me with some of my sorcery abilities because I'm leveling her up right now. But yeah, it's actually pretty good. I know for fire, it was actually brought up at SW Live, I think by one of the rebels. One of the rebel guys actually brought this up about how Inferno, how the fire DPS, their stuff never really overlaps. It never goes. Actually, no, it does overlap. Like having 2 Infernos down, actually only one stays. Only one's actually doing damage.
That's what we were talking about with the power interactions. The power interactions getting canceled out because if you have like 2 fire DPS, of course they're both going to be running with Inferno. Of course they're going to have a mass debt or a fire burst in their loadout. For that. So canceling out the powder interactions. And especially with mass debt and fire burst, you need that power interaction in order for those 2 powers to hit harder. So it's really frustrating when you got 2 of the same power DPS in a raid.
Yeah. But I'm really just excited to hear to see what nature is going to bring about. The shape shifting is probably going to be, hopefully it comes back into high effect, because I do like the shape shifting. I do. It's neat, but it could definitely do some work.
Mm-hmm. Something that gives us incentive to go through the shapes.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Does chat have any questions? Any nature questions for Soar, or just any questions in general, really? Because I'm not into this thing until I'm done with Spytle and Cathedral. I'm not running this, and now it's a thing.
Yeah, and this is one. Here's one you can load up.
And here's one I can load up.
Hey, look at that.
And I can't really load it up because we were in the middle of a talking, and so yeah.
So just overwrite the audio on it.
You don't understand how this works, do you?
Oh my God, sir.
All right, I'm gonna break it down for you. When I'm
Okay, here we go.
Okay, I'm recording. I'm not recording this onto my hard drive. I do not have the space to record like that. It's just not going to happen. So, Twitch actually records onto their servers, and once we actually record off of that, I can actually highlight the stream. I can highlight certain parts of the stream. Ooh. And I actually export those highlights to YouTube straight. So anything that's done visually and audio like, it's done. It's going to be on YouTube.
But in your editing program, you cannot turn down the video volume at all.
Unless I'll actually stop right now. Stop recording and turn up game sounds or something and just record myself and us talking about the run, then that's it. But because this pretty much think of it like the part of this podcast is going to be on YouTube. It's already going to be on YouTube because it's part of the podcast. So it's going to be on the podcast on the channel there. So yay. So there's an incentive for people to watch. Listen to us ramble, and then it's like, hey, Cathedral Duo with Spytle. Yay. All right. Question from number 9. How is Sons of Trigon? Loving it, loving it, loving it. Visually, it's amazing. Celestial power is just becoming really fun. I hate this room. At this point, I really wish I had, my divine light. But yeah, these are really, really fun, great things. Really fun, great things. What's wrong with me?
Well, I think the other one is pretty cool too. How it's got a section that's kind of like a fun house or almost like a haunted house kind of a feeling, because it reminds me of when we were at SOE Live. We actually got to you and I got to go to a haunted house with Locke and Spord and Tunso.
Yep.
That reminded me of that so much. What was that? That was Eli Roth's Goratorium.
Yes, it was.
And if I was a little kid, that would have been the scariest thing I think I could have ever done in my life. As an adult, I'm fine, but that would have been really creepy.
All right.
Okay.
I do like the fact that I'm still announcing it too. Locke was the first one to jump.
Mm-hmm.
It was
I wouldn't
really,
call
really
him
funny.
the only one, but maybe not the first one.
Tunzo though, he was ahead of us the whole time. He was the first person in line, and he took it like a champ.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, I think he was planning counters.
Yeah, I mean, if we were gonna die,
They jump at me like this, I'm gonna block break them. He had it all figured out.
oh, time for supercharge.
Are you gonna sacrifice?
No, God, no. You kidding me? That's horrible. I saw that movie and I'm like, that's not a Trex maneuver right there. That's just not going to happen.
Well, I saw your old video for the counters. That looked like your go-to move: run in the room in full auto and just get everyone on you at once.
Yeah, it was. Fun times, man. Fun times. Can you show us the trap feat? I think this is actually exactly what's happening right now. I don't exactly read it right now, but I think that's exactly what Spill's going for. Because if you actually grab all these raging cultists and then come over here, activate this thing, the fire will just ignite and it's going to burn all the mobs. I'm sure that's exactly what he was going for. But I suck, so. I couldn't get it off.
Jeez.
Trying to see any more questions, any whatsoever. Come on, questions. You guys love questions. You guys ask them all the time when there is a dev. we're not devs, but we can still hype.
Well, I'll ask you a question. When you were in Vegas, you were hoping to win some money for some some new equipment. Did you ever get the big score?
Lost $56.
Ouch.
That was all the cash I had too.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he wants to be called out, but I'm not really the big loser of the group.
Ooh, SP,
Wait,
you
no,
gambler.
Not big loser.
You lost more than I did, sir.
Yeah, but what amount of time?
Oh yeah, that is true. I did lose $40 in about 5 minutes, which that sealed the deal for me for the rest of the day.
I completely agreed.
I'm done. Nope, not doing no more.
Yeah, he played Casino War, $5 a hand.
Yeah.
Or $5, yeah, $5 a hand, because yeah, and he won some money back, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah. That was kind of frustrating.
It was.
No, and then I had a friend of mine, right, tell me, I was like, I was telling him, I was like, I don't know if I really want to, gamble. I've never really gambled before and everything like that, and I don't like losing money and everything. And they're like, oh, just take $100 and all that, and Just have some fun. And I'm like, I know, but I've never really done this before. And they're like, oh, don't worry, but beginner's luck. I'm like, beginner's luck. Do you not know me? I'm like, do you not know me? Seriously, luck? Me? Never happens. Never happens. I'm still trying to get sharpshooter legs out of the doggone vault.
Question here from Hate Plow. What power type are you? What you're seeing right now is Celestial, the new power coming in DLC 8. It is literally a damage healer. My Admonish right here, my second ability, that right there. That ability does damage and also does heal over time. But we're all full health, so you don't see anything. Spill in chat. Look at Brick fighting. He's so handsome. I really wish we would have fought John Constantine now.
Brick is carrying this duo. That's all I'm going to say.
Brick is doing a fantastic job tanking right now.
So do you play with a mouse and keyboard or a gamepad?
I'm using the gamepad.
I find that a lot easier for just figuring out the combos for Celestial, because one of the neat things I can do is I think of a PS3 controller, and I think of like the square and the X buttons as kind of being next to each other, and triangle and circle being kind of paired together. And so, the first pair being the melee pair and the second pair being the ranged pair. And then what I'll do is I'll put in the ranged pair any ability that I need to end with a ranged attack. Say it's tap melee, tap range, or tap melee, hold range. They go in those two. And the tap melee, hold melee, or just the tap melee ones I'll put in the first group, and use kind of like the layout of the controller to kind of help me remember, which abilities have which combos.
Yeah.
I almost feel sorry for the people that like use keyboards, because it's like, well, you just have to know like 4 is going to be left tap, right tap, or whatever.
Well, I don't know if you saw.
There's not that concept that goes together.
I don't know if you saw at SOE Live when during the Legends tournament, it's actually Slob actually used a mouse and keyboard, and so the EU players.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there was a mix, because there were some PC players that were even using gamepads too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I definitely should have actually practiced. I definitely should have practiced, because that gamepad was something way different than what I'm used to. Completely.
I had the same experience. Yeah, that was tough.
So, but yeah, I mean, it was definitely something interesting. But I mean, and even the EU guys, even Clutch was telling me that it's like, Trex, you need to use a keyboard and mouse when you're PvP, and I'm like, you know what? I'll try it. I will at least try it, and I've had a little bit of success. A little bit, not much. I have to remember that shift is heal. That becomes an issue.
I think I would have to sit down and like really figure out exactly where all of my the buttons were at, and I'd have to configure it to where I could reach stuff easier with one hand. On that keyboard to do everything, and then be able to still use the mouse and all that.
I heard it's easier for you to hit your keys one-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vice, taking 2 fingers and trying to hit the same key at the same time.
But I mean, keyboard. I came into this game with coming straight from World of Warcraft, so I was a hotkey MMO guy already, and I tried playing with a mouse and keyboard, and it was so difficult. Buddy of mine told me, it's like, dude, just grab an Xbox controller. Grabbed it, game changer. It was a complete game changer. But now that was when the game first launched, without going into PvP worrying about the block mechanic or the block breaker. Now it's everywhere, so now I have no choice but to learn that, which I'm okay with. I still can't clip though, and I'm okay with this.
Clipping is so easy. I mean, with just some of the fire powers that you use.
I clip with my fire. Fiery Weapon and Inferno is a great combination.
Yeah, but yet, you call in a sidekick and you just stand there the whole time on the cell phone getting beat up instead of, clipping it with one of your powers.
Maybe I was that is a very important phone call, sir. I have to ask his mother for permission to fly in to come and help me.
Excuse me, Brainiac. Can you wait? I gotta take this.
All right, so I think we actually defeated our first boss, and if I had room in my bags, I'd actually be able to loot it. Yay.
Yeah, at the SOE Live Legends tournament, I mean, that was some of my first times really even in Legends in a real long time. I've maybe played 5 matches of Legends before that. I mean, the only reason I stood even any chance at doing anything was thankfully for the iconic anomalies to, then be able to use the roles and take what I knew from arenas,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I mean, I know how to bait a block breaker and stuff like that. But
And I have to say, that right there is a great story to share. The fact that you've never really done Legends, but then you've done the iconic anomalies so many times in record time, by the way. What was your record time? What was that time for Bizarro?
What's that?
What was that record time for Bizarro that you defeated that there?
That was 5 minutes and 59 seconds. But that was there was some. Basically, what happened was I was playing and I tried to speed through those as much as I can. I know a whole bunch of tricks for getting through them fast. And I got to the last boss. Spittle walked up behind me. 437.
Yeah, right?
Spittle walked up behind me and he started commentating like it was a PvP match, my last boss fight. And usually for me, like, when I get to that last boss fight, I'm just willing to take a little bit of damage. So I don't block so much, but I will try to block break if he's blocking. Otherwise, I'm just trying to spam the damage out. So he was kind of making fun of me for kind of missing some good counter opportunities. And so I just, knowing I had a good run up there, it popped up on the screen, 5 minutes, 59 seconds. I was like, so you think you can beat that?
Nice.
He's like, oh, I'd love to try that. I'm like, all right, it's a challenge. It's on. And I think his time was, 12 minutes was his run? But
The first one. What was the second one? Like 9?
I think he got it down to 9. And then Locke came up. He was trying. But part of it though was they were getting really aggressive, trying to use tactics that were more aggressive than even my maneuver. So like they would go into the second boss battle with like a sliver of health, where I'll wait for that to recharge or pop a soda or use the healing barrel just before I go in. So they were dying in that second boss fight, just losing critical time. But from there, I've actually had an opportunity to see some threads in the forums where people were sharing times and sharing tactics. Some people did get it down to even like 5 minutes and 6 seconds, which I had no clue what they're doing. But yeah, my time stood the weekend. We had Spittle trying, we had Locke trying, Tunzo was trying until the power went out. Which was so unfortunate because there was this huge crowd. I mean, we had this mega scene going on, and it was great. Yep. But yeah, so I got really good with Bizarro and Huntress through that. So I was like, well, okay, I'll try them in the tournament because Christiana showed up. Christiana took 3rd place the previous year, but Christiana didn't have a partner. So I was like, well, hey, I'll play with you. I know basic PvP and I know Huntress. Now he totally carried me. I didn't. There was a few things that I just didn't have memorized to that sense. Then I was like, I knew to practice up on. Like I messed up my if I'm baiting for a block, I'll just kind of hit tap and melee a few times, but never do a hold. Just waiting for the other person to block, and then I'll switch it to the hold range. But I was messing that up, and I want to clip that with the backflip. But instead of clipping with the backflip, I ended up switching my weapon, from the martial arts to the hand blasters or to the dual pistols. And I kept doing that, and it just screwed me up so bad. But since then, I started playing Legends a lot more, and I'm actually really liking it.
Yeah, Legends can be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I stay away from.
A lot of fun.
I stay away from Arena.
So you're saying you're playing Legends more. Are you going to sign up for the next Olympus event that I'm getting ready to put on?
Oh, I love your events. I watch those in every little alert that comes up. I don't know if I have the time commitment to make sure I can be on, and I know that's a sensitive topic for your events. So I'd hate to be part of the problem.
Well, we're gonna go with a not quite as heavy schedule this time around. We're gonna space it out a little bit more, and it's gonna be a more of a tournament style than the lots of matches during the week thing that we did before. So it's going to be a little bit quicker one to get done, but at the same time, it's going to be, I mean, I think maybe like 3 matches on that week. So I mean, it won't be that heavy. But we're gonna have 2v2s in Inner Sanctum. Get some practice in for next year.
Yeah.
Listen to him. A little promoted.
I don't know. Who knows? Next year, SOE Live, we could have double the SOE players. They might end up doing a 4v4 tournament.
Awesome. If they could do that. I see. And I did. I dropped that 4v4 idea on them during the FNL last week. That would be awesome, though.
I'm not healing Brick. I feel bad. I'm not healing Brick.
Just ask Spittle. Brick can take care of himself.
I'm trying.
Ooh, Spittle gets the block.
Now also speaking of tournaments as well, the Apocalypse games are coming out tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, that's
on
the
the
Adios
US
tournament, right?
Yep.
Anchor Springs.
Mm-hmm. And it is official that I have signed up for it. So I'm going to be all up in that.
I want to see video of that.
You will get your wish, sir.
Good.
Because I will be recording. Because I definitely recorded FNL. So I'm definitely going to get my hands on. I was going to stream it. To stream my portions. But Kirschbringer is going to have his stream going. And I'm going to try and help him out as much as possible, so I'm just not going to stream my stuff.
Gotcha.
It's a nice thing to do for streamers. No overlapping and all that good stuff.
Uh-oh. Might be supercharge time.
Nope. Supercharge my tail. So, yeah. Looking at the scoreboard, as a Celestial Healer, I did more damage out. Yeah, like 102,000 compared to my healing out was like 90,000. I was blowing up heals. That's really close.
You mean more than usual, not right? Not necessarily more than Spittle.
Oh God, no! God, no! There's no. I think it was he like a tank. I think it was tank spec.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just
tank.
Well,
That's a speed feat makeup, isn't it?
Half of Spittle's damage out is brick too. So
Maybe a little over 50.
Yeah, really. I mean, and yeah, Brick is the man. He really is. With Celestial, you are relying. Some of your abilities will rely on you damaging out. So depending on how you want to spec with Precision or spec with Might, it could differ. It could differ. For me, I think I might spec Precision just because if I have no controller, I want to rely on myself a little bit more with my power, with my actual weapon, with my combos and everything, getting my power back up. But I mean, with Might as well, it could scale into more damage your ability does, the bigger your heal's going to be. So, yeah, it's kind of a toss-up in my opinion. No problem, Spill, no problem. Thank you for the run. Thank you for the fun. Thank you for the view. Yay. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, Spittle, you're welcome to any party that I'm throwing.
There you go.
Here's a secret. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but I think in general, people need to ask Spittle what he majored in. See if you can get him to answer that question. I won't answer it for you.
What he majored in?
Yes.
In college?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I'm guessing, given his love of brick, I'm gonna guess at geology.
Masonry. Super Toad does know. I can verify that. One of the fun things about Spittle, if you've ever noticed it, not only is he like, a giant like everyone says.
Yes.
But you can see it on Friday Night Legends where like him and Meps will look lovingly into each other's eyes. And one of the surprising things is he does that to everybody. He looks lovingly at everyone. It's so strange. But it comes with this whole persona, like huge personality he has that just draws you right in. I don't know how anybody could talk to him without being totally disarmed.
When they were leaving after the PvP event or PvP panel, and we were saying our goodbyes and hope you have fun. I mean, I have to agree, he did have that look in his eyes, and just it was amazing. It felt welcoming.
My eyes are up here.
Down. That dude is tall, though. Him and Larry. Just
very tall.
Oh, yeah, Larry, too. Really.
All right, I want to thank Spittle again with the run. That was really cool. Larry's a midget. Nah. Oh, Spittle.
What, like 2 inches on you, though? Yeah, I mean...
That's something. All right, so with this rest of the show here, all funs and games, because that was really cool, and a little icebreaker as well. So everybody listening into the podcast that you weren't here for the live stream, this is what you're missing when you miss it live every Friday night after FNL. It's all fun because random things can happen, and it's always so much fun. But I do want to thank Soar for coming on to the show. It was great having you. Great discussion with Nature as well. Can't wait to do it again.
It's my pleasure.
You will be coming back when Nature gets the patch notes up, and we can discuss that further.
We can do that.
A couple other things I wanted to talk about before we actually go. I'm just going to stand here in the cathedral. You guys can just look at that. There is actually right now SOE, if you go to recruit.soe.com, they have already done this for Planetside 2, EverQuest, and EverQuest 2. DC Universe Online is finally has their recruit rewards. You guys want to know what they're? They're great. Well, they're okay. I'm getting a little feedback. Is someone's... So, is that your speakers?
Shouldn't be, because I'm only hearing you through my headphones.
Weird. Alright, so the recruit rewards, in order to do this, I'm actually going to have a video to talk about this on my channel, probably Sunday if I can get it done tomorrow. But I just wanted to go through for you real fast. The recruit rewards, you can choose one of these rewards for every invited friend who becomes an official recruit. To be an official recruit, when you send them a code by email, Facebook, whatever, or you send them a link, they click on the link, they accept, they make a character, all that good stuff, they start playing with you, yay. It is not until they make a $10 purchase. All they have to do is buy a DLC, and you can choose from one of these rewards. Either 60 replay badges, a Radar Enhancer 5-pack, or an R&D Scanner 5-pack. Those are the rewards. And there's going to be more rewards, because then you get achievement rewards. The more recruits you have, the greater your achievement and the sweeter the rewards. For 2 recruits, you get a delegate reward, which would be an I Want You bundle. Okay, display your recruitment success across the night sky and in your base with these exclusive fireworks and rare poster. Reignite your love for all mankind while decorating your base. That's for 2 recruits. For 5 recruits, you add the crowning touch to your home away from the home with a patriotic suite. I'm looking at the picture. It's a nice couch, too. Nice couch. I'm sure Decon already has that link, doesn't he? There's no link. Decon. I'm just kidding. Wow, for 10 recruits. A rare item that conveys the appearance of Uncle Sam and is redeemable for every character on the account, but cannot be sold or traded and cannot be used in PvP arenas. The movement mode is normal. Combat ability normal. Grants abilities none. and effects are removed on zone transition. So you pretty much get a trinket that looks like Uncle Sam. You want that, don't you? I know you do.
I do. I want to see a link of this.
Yeah.
A trinket that makes you look like Uncle Sam.
But it looks like Uncle Sam. Here, I'll post the link right here. There you go. Recruit.soe.com. For 15 recruits, you get 5,000 station cash. For 20 recruits, you get the Recruiter's Utility Belt. Available for this program. Only show off your accomplishment. It doesn't really show exactly what it is. And then, finally, for 25 recruits, you get an ultra rare patriotic utility belt.
Dude,
This is like all
I need
free.
to get some free members, fans of mine to sign up for this.
I know. I was thinking I need to get some friends first.
It's already linked in some of my DCUO videos. Because the link that you get with this, you actually just put it right there in. You pretty much, you can either email the codes to someone, or you can get a link for Facebook, Twitter, and you can also put it on your YouTube channel as well. So you can put the link there, people can click on it, boom, sign up for free right there. They sign up for the game, and you also got to recruit as soon as they pay $10 for a DLC. So all they have to do is buy a DLC. That's it. Or buy a Legends character. Whatever. Spend $5 twice. Boom. Done. So, as far as I know of, it's only for PC players. As far as I know. If it's for PlayStation 3 players, I will be sure. I will be. I think it's really. I think that's because there is station cash in there. I don't think they can really give you $50. I will look that information up and verify if it's PC only. Because I also do understand that we are right now the only game that is on PlayStation 3. When PlayStation 4 hits, PlanetSide 2 is going to be there as well. So this still may be only a PC only. But, good news, it is good news, this is in beta. I mean, it's still in a beta phase. It hasn't even really, officially launched. It's in beta phases to get tested out and everything. Now, if you're probably asking if when it goes live, are you going to lose everything? No, you're still going to keep all your cool achievements and everything. You still keep it. But I think this is only PC only. When I find out more information about it, I will be sure to let everybody know.
I'm gonna ask Maps.
But I think the interesting thing there is, I had a chance to talk to Dead Meat, and one of the things he'd kind of mentioned when people were talking about things like test servers and sales and stuff like that is that people don't always realize that, when you're on the PS3, you're literally not you're not an SOE customer. You're a PlayStation Network customer.
Yeah.
And SOE is just a service provider. That's like the whole business relationship they have set up. So, if you were to ask PlayStation Network, they will say, "No, you're our customer. You're paying us, and we'll get the slice back to SOE." But so it's kind of hard for them to do stuff like that when when PlayStation Network has their hands in the pie.
Yeah, and that's something we bring up every time there's a station cash sale or something like that. I mean, I always, I lament, when I do my spiel, talk about how lame it is, the PC's always getting these station cash breaks. Which they got another one, like half off, station cash card stain or something like that going on right now. And it's always.
Sorry, hold on real quick. The chat came in, and there is the official announcement on the forums. And the trinkets, well, I guess one of the trinkets is a 4 wildcard slot trinket, and it's for PC only. So that's to confirm.
Okay, here's my thing. All right, now how are you going to have something like this with all these, this patriotic theme involved in it, and I can't get any of it? That's freaking lame, man.
If it makes you feel better, I will wear it with pride. I will make a character called Super Patriot 2 just for you. And you can log in and run around as Uncle Sam. I will do that for you. Probably not, but it's a nice thought.
I love that Super Patriot furniture comment Michael Grid made, because that's what I think of when I see that. Like, Super Patriot dressed as Uncle Sam, stand by the side of the road, flipping a sign around in the air, getting people to go into the furniture store.
Testing out the fireworks and everything. And
yes. That's why he needs the utility belt with the wild card slot, so he can fit in the fireworks.
Yep.
Exactly. I mean, man... I'm talking to Meps about this.
At the same time, yeah, I mean, just like you said, what Deadmeat said, this is different companies, different providers, and
yeah.
And I honestly feel that when they announced it for the PlayStation 3 and they put it there, I really think that they didn't know it was going to be this kind of difficult. It was going to be like this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why we don't have test servers. I mean, it has nothing to do with the server technology. It has nothing to do with the client technology. It has nothing to do with PC or PlayStation and what they're capable of handling. It's just, like today they took the test servers down and put out a new updated patch, and Celestial plays differently. You can't just do that on a whim with PlayStation Network.
Oh my
God! You
God!
gotta submit every little change for approval.
Yeah, it was the block. It was that block problem that the PlayStation 3 was having. And the PC was having it too. PC, boom, got it done. What was it, like 2 days? And literally, maps had to keep coming on there. We are waiting approval from Seska.
Right.
Would you want to wait approval on a test server? I mean, if you're SOE, I would imagine not. Like, no. you want to be able to get feedback and fast turnarounds, and that whole process would just be painful.
Yep. The poster that you're seeing on the screen right now is, in fact, the poster for the Apocalypse games. Yay!
That's exciting.
It is. This is a player-run event. It was created by Cursebringer and Daddio from Most Wanted US PC Villain side. I think it was the inspiration from one of the Legends tournament that we saw, and then of course the success from the Olympus games from the PlayStation 3. This is a 1v1 Batcave scrimmage. So far right now there are 31 participants with a max of 64. This is going to be happening tomorrow on Saturday, August 17th at 5 p.m. Eastern until ? And you know what that means? It's going to end at 5:30. Just joking, but it's going to last for a while. There's 31 participants here. So yes, it's a 1v1 single elimination. Here are the rules, and I love these rules. Bloodbat and Archangel PvP gear only. No home turf allowed. That means that you are only allowed to wear your cash PvP gear. That trinket, and then the basic consumable. The Soda Extreme. The very last 31. No modding stuff. None of that. None. You're pretty much in there on your own. It's going to be fun. You can sign up over at Challenge. It's Challenge, but with an O instead of an E. .com/DCUO_CEC. That's where you're going to be able to sign up for it. When you sign up and you log in, you're going to put your character name that you'll be using. Just like I didn't go in as Trexlight, I went under as Black Ember. And a lot of people are going to be doing the same way. I'm actually looking at the list right now, apparently on how everything... I love this right now. Oh, I'm doing a screenshot. Oh, this is happening. You guys have to see this. Just so people can understand this. Here are the brackets, folks. Here's the brackets. Look at me. I'm in the second round. I've already won.
Well, I think they said that those brackets are temporary until all the sign-ups are done.
Shut up. I'm in the second round. Don't be jealous. I'm in the second round. Yay. I win. I
Yeah,
mean,
that website's really cool because it auto-generates it as more people enroll. And it just does it randomly.
Yeah.
But you did win.
I did. And that's why I posted right here so everyone sees that whatever happens tomorrow doesn't matter. I got the second round.
Means you're the first winner, so everyone else has to be the first loser.
That see, Sora's the man. He gets
Stands
me.
to reason.
It stands to reason. But I mean, looking at this list over here, we have Mouthalus, who was with Daddy-O, at SOE Live. He beat myself and Super Patriot. Or they did.
And he was no joke.
He was not. He beasted with Steel. And Daddy-O was no joke with Sinestro either. So, I mean, we lost to a really good group. Because, I mean, they got all the way to the third round, but then lost to One Piece. Which, I mean, they went through really well.
Well, I don't think Smile's in One Piece, but Eminence is.
Yeah. Sorry, I know you guys are trying to scroll down. Here we go. Here's the full list. I mean, we got Aiden Warren. He's in my league. Hello, Aiden. Another person I can see that I've recognized is Improvise, a great fan of the show. Break Force from the Revengeancers. The Solaron, he's good. Chloe, the Lost Zarnian. Wow, these are Zaus.
Big
Hey,
names.
you're in there. These are great people playing with. What? Miss Billsworth. I think what I was told was actually the Spittle Killer. From what I heard. There's only a rumor.
I heard you were the Spittle Killer.
I am not the Spittle Killer.
I thought that was Meps.
He can't type and play the game at the same time. Now here's...
Buzzworthy.
Yeah, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, Buzzworthy is going to be in this thing, and he is... he's one of the champs. He's the champs for year 2 of DCUO Legends Tournament. He won this year with Slob. So we have one of the U.S. champs with us. I'm scared. I'm a little scared. Luckily, I'm already in the second round, so it's like, whatever.
There's a 2-minute SOA Live, highlights video that they put out. And
I did see it. I was trying to find me.
There's a 1-second clip of Buzzworthy dancing.
That is a 1 second of awesome, too. Because I was with Buzzworthy and Slav and the EU guys during that thing. I know why Buzzworthy went to that dance floor. And you saw her 5 times in the video in the orange dress on the dance floor. That's why he was on the dance floor. The girl in the orange dress.
Yeah, I kept bumping into Buzzworthy. He even offered early on to help me out with refining some of my Legends play. He was a really cool guy.
Yeah, Buzz just a really, really cool dude. I got a little slack from them because I didn't interview them. And I had to tell them, it's like, tripod broke. Where were you guys at? But I also have to ask Sora, because from SOE Live, you won a video card from the randomizer at the banquet. You won a video card.
And I wasn't there.
He wasn't there. What were you doing?
Oh, I was sleeping.
That's right. He was sleeping. Because I definitely passed out.
The night before, I was up until 5:30 in the morning doing it real hard in Vegas. And so that was the same night. So that was the same night as the Legends tournament. So as soon as the Legends tournament was over, I just hit my bed.
That's right. We were out drinking.
Well, we went to dinner first.
Yes.
We went Super Patriot.
Yeah, we went drinking that day before, didn't we? That Friday night, we went to drink at the Heart Bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we were out pretty late.
Yeah, I didn't go to bed when you did.
Wow, really? Jeez, and I was still yeah, whatever. Number 9 or number 009. Is it on Twitch TV? As of this moment, I have to get in contact with Cursebringer and Daddy-O tomorrow. Curse does plan on streaming it. Now, do understand that we do not have GM mode. We don't have God mode. So we don't really have a spectator mode. So I'm not sure exactly what Curse is going to be able to show. I'm seeing Curse isn't really participating, but I'm gonna talk to them and see what they want to do. I I know I'm going to record my matches and post them on my YouTube channel, even if it's just one match. But me streaming it, I'm not sure how we can really stream it without actually having like a spectator mode.
Or are they doing lair battles, or what are these in Batcave? Where are these matches supposed to take place at?
1v1
if
back.
they're
Yes,
just
1v1 Batcave scrimmage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk. I'll talk and try and talk with them, and possibly talk about maybe doing like 2v2 Batcave or something if that's possible. I don't think Batcave is only 1v1, isn't it? It's only 1v1.
No, yeah, you can do 1v1. You can do 1v1 and 2v2 in Batcave.
Okay, I might try and talk with them and see if we can do like a 2v2 thing and just maybe have like Curse and myself. Like, I don't know. It's weird. I'll have to talk with them in the morning to see what we can finalize. But I mean, if we do a TV2, have the two combatants go at it, and then we're like literally in the air away from it, because God forbid we mess with it.
Which might be tough for some people if they're looking at the mini map, but
yeah,
but they could figure that out.
Yeah, I mean they could. I mean we'll probably be like sectioned off in like actual corners and stuff, because I mean it is scrimmage. So it'll pretty much be like Cursebringer and the combatant, and then myself and the combatant, and then we just go in. So I don't know. It's still, that idea just came to me actually. So it's we're still trying to figure out how we're gonna do it. I'll talk with them in the morning and try to come up with something. If we do stream it, it will be on Curse's stream, and I will tweet that out on my Twitter. Which, let's go ahead and put that up there. Where's the picture? Oh, it's the picture. Hold on. I don't know what happened. My screen like went away, so all my pictures went bye too. It was weird. But yes, all right. But anyways, shameless plug, yay! Be sure to head over to DCUniverseOnline.com if you're new to the game and don't really know much about it. Be sure to hit us up. We'll help you out. Go ahead and download it for PC, or head over to the PlayStation Network and download it for free on the PlayStation 3. You can find us over on Facebook at DCUO Source Podcast. You can also find us on Twitter at DCO SourceCast, or DCO Source Podcast. Podcast, right? I think it's called Podcast. Yeah. Oh, I disconnected. Poo.
Disconnected from what? Oh, the
game. Yeah, find us on Twitter at DCO Source Podcast. I'm more active on Twitter now with that account because my new Galaxy S phone, my Galaxy S4, is amazing, and I can switch stuff easier now. I love it. Absolutely love it. So I'm going to be more active on the Twitter now, responding to messages and everything. And we can go ahead and we'll go ahead and finish this up. Super Patriot, where can we find you?
Well, of course, you can find me on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedaddy'shouse. You can also find me on my Facebook, facebook.com/thedaddy'shouse, and I'm also on the Twitter at thedaddy'shouse there. Also, make sure you guys check out kingdomcome.engine.com forums. It's a decon on the spot with a linkage, man. I love it.
He gets your links right, but not mine.
It's a DCUO community site that I put together for everybody that plays at DCUO, whether you are PC, PS3, US, or EU, doesn't matter. The Odyssey guys have stopped in once in a while on there and all that. Some of the One Piece guys stop in every once in a while. It's good fun. It's good fun. Trex, where can we find you at?
Well, you can find me over at facebook.com/Trexlight. You can find me on Twitter at ThisIsTrex, and also on youtube.com/Trexlight. You can also find all the episodes of DCO Source Podcast and my other projects over on my website at Trexlight.com. I have to give shout-outs because they require them. Hold on. Big shout-out to Kevlin, at Kevlin on Twitter, asking about the RSS feed for the podcast. If you guys don't have iTunes, I do apologize. I never noticed that it was not there. We're going to get that button situated. so everybody can go ahead and get that looked at. So that's a work in progress. We'll try and get that back up momentarily. Where is it now? It's all the way down here, isn't it? Crap. Nope, not that one. It's a shout out to a league from way back when. Apparently there it is. Big shout out to Tabula Rasa from the PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3 Hero League. They are recruiting at DCUO TABULARASA.SHIVTR.com. You can also find them on Twitter at DC Tabula Rasa. So, there you go. There you go, guys. I know this was back in June 24th when they tweeted this.
Oh, wow.
So, if they're still around, I'm so sorry. I've been off the DCO SourceCast Twitter for quite some time. But, Soar, where can we find you at if you're anywhere?
Well, naturally, you can always find me lurking on the forums, coming to my nature guide, come in, say hi. Also on Twitter, at SoarDCUO. I'm usually active in there trying to hassle MEPs and spittle as much as I can, so feel free to harass me.
It's all good and fun, too.
Oh, yes.
But all right, guys, thank you all so much for listening. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It was great seeing a lot of returning faces and also some new faces as well. Thank you all so much. Be sure to join us next week at twitch.tv/Trexlight for another episode of the DCO SourceCast Live right after DCUO Friday Night Legends. I keep saying 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time is when we're going to start, but we never know. We're that dedicated that we're flexible for these people.
We're slaves to FNL.
We are. We really are. But thank you all so much. Let me go ahead and play that beautiful outro music because you guys love it so much. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
See, Sword gets me. He's only been here for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't do the repeat game.
Good night, everybody. Here's that beautiful music.
That's it. Game's over. Step along, nothing to see. Get going before my good mood wears off. That means now.